It's a lot of talking for one day. But there's an analogy that I always like to make every time I'm amongst creatives. Think about this for a second. If you have a drop, like if he puts a drop down, it's one drop. If you put a second drop on top of that one drop, do you get two drops? No. What happens?
Still one drop.
They come together and become a bigger drop.
Yeah.
That changed my life forever. You put one drop, you put a second drop, it doesn't become two drops. It becomes one bigger drop. So I always encourage musicians to be in tune with where their music is working. I'm a composer, I make music, I write music, I produce music. But I keep track of all my music. I make sure I know where my music is working and how my music is making money. So, for example, people who are registered with Sambro and Capasso and Sambra, they know that you get royalties for being a drummer that's playing on the drums. You get mechanical rights, you get performance rights, you get royalties for music playing on radio and TV. But you also get royalties for music playing at a restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Music playing in a bus, music playing in a taxi. You get royalties for all of those things. Yeah. But they're so small that you actually need to have lots of music for it to start accumulating. You know, for it to start accumulating. So I encourage everyone to explore other avenues besides. You can be a drummer, but learn how to play keys, for example. Sometimes I need you for your creativity, Boyki, to just advise me on how we can make this song happen without any drums. You know, you have a 50% cut on that royalty. I'm doing Uzalo currently, the new season 10. I'm doing a TV production. It has 260 episodes. 260 episodes. In those 260 episodes, it plays every day, Monday to Friday. Then it has an omnibus, which happens on Saturday. And then it has they call it clean and dirty, where one omnibus has alcohol in the shots, the other omnibus doesn't have alcohol in the shots. So the whole day, Saturday, your music is playing. The whole day, Sunday, your music is playing. The whole week, Monday to Friday, your music is playing. And it accumulates small. When the statement comes in December, then you have 100, 200, 300K just from stuff that's working for you while you sleep.
Yeah.
You know, so to directly answer your question, as creatives, you need to monitor your music. Nothing must be taken for granted. And also and I want to highlight this because it's very important for session musicians. There's a fine line between contributing as a session musician and contributing as a composer. Yeah. Sometimes I call you to come and do a studio session and you play drums because I've already programmed the drums, but I need the live version of it. So all you're doing is literally replaying what I'm asking you to play. You know? That requires a fee. That requires a fee to say, okay, I'm here. I don't know what fees are going for now. Sessions are 3-hour sessions at a time, right? So whatever. So 3K, 4K, 5K for that session. But if you then start creating the patterns that need to go into the music, you are now becoming part of the composition. It's no longer me coming as a session bass player and laying out bass lines that you already programmed on the keyboard. I'm now suggesting, and if you know people like Abo Kubega and Abo Pega, there's always so definitive. Those bass lines you can hear, okay, it's a, you know what I'm saying? It's a mteto bass line. So they become part of the composition. Now, once you become part of the composition, that's intellectual property, and they can never separate you from intellectual property. You are always attached to that song. And ideally, you should get a percentage that attaches to you for being part of the composers. Whether it's 10% or 15% or whatever, but it's going to follow you for the rest of your life. And you should always, I prefer, There are situations, it's January, you have kids, they have to go to school, blah, 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 and then you take whatever money comes. But me, I don't take money. I want to stick to the attachment of the song. I'd rather, don't pay me, give me 20% of the song, because I know that's going to be forever. We register it like that. You don't even have to pay me. That's the beautiful thing about Sambro. And I encourage everyone to join Sambro and Campasso. Sambro eliminated the idea of fighting because Sambro pays the musicians according to their cut. It's not like I'm going to give Boyki all the money and Boyki must pay the musicians that played. No. Sambro says, what's your cut on the song? And they'll pay you your cut on the song without you speaking to Boyki. So I encourage everybody to do that. And once you become part of the composition, make sure you monitor. Make sure you know, okay, have you registered the song correctly? If I'm getting 20%, let's put it down on paper. In fact, now Sambro has what they call a split sheet, So when the song is done, everybody signs the same split sheet so that we all agree. If I'm getting 20%, 20% is mine, we've all agreed. And Sambro will pay me forever. And they also do backlog. So if you now know that, hey, I've done some songs 2 years ago that I haven't registered, you can go up to 3 years and follow up on all the songs that you've done 3 years ago and register those. So you'll be surprised. Like I've gotten hundreds, 200,000 from songs I've done ages ago, just because I've now started following and saying, hey, this is my song, this is my song, this is my song, this is my song, So just to continue answering you directly, monitor your music. There's a lot of revenue that's happening outside of the performance. I mean, you guys haven't seen me, and I know that you guys haven't seen me perform, 10, 12, 15 years. I'm rusty now. But the point I'm making is that I've been able to sustain because I'm looking at where my music is playing. It's playing on TV. There's movies on Netflix. There's movies on other channels on DSTV. And I'm monitoring them. Mina, I'm very particular about my money. Maybe you don't worry about your money as much, but I worry about my money. So I will go and find out, okay, so how's it going? Have you submitted the cue sheets? Because also, when you're doing stuff for TV, you're not the one that's sending the cue sheets to Sambro and Campasso and those bits. They are the ones saying, okay, on this episode, I played Adiwele's music. This is the song that I played. This is the percentage that he has. Can you collect that music and send it to him? So it's my duty to follow up and say, okay, I can hear my song. It's playing on the episode. Have you notified it? Eventually I'll get paid. One drop adds to another drop, adds to another drop. They do big payments in December for radio and TV. That's when your big check comes. And then in the year, you start getting small checks, Every now and then you wake up, there's 10 grand in your account, But you're sleeping. That's the beauty about it, is that you're sleeping, you wake up, and there's money that comes in. And then at the end of the year, they'll give you like 200 grand or something, Then your December is sorted.
Soft.
But I pray that you guys follow those. It's your music at the end of the day. Try to get involved. I mean, sometimes, I may be talking too much, but sometimes you don't really want to impose yourself. Just because I called you for a session, it doesn't automatically give you rights to now start telling me how my music should be. Just because you want a percentage in the composition. But if your services has been asked for, Dragon, can you suggest the groove? Can you suggest the bass line? That's being part of the composers. And then you're officially being attached to the song forever, perpetuity. It will always be part of you. Whether it's 5%, trust me, bro. Whether it's 5%, whether it's 8%, lots of 8 percentages in 2 years will amount to something.